Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So as you guys can see by the title of this video, this is going to be another video in my like New Year series almost. So as you guys can see by the title, this is going to be 23 things that 2023 brought me. So I think I've done this video for the last possibly 2 years. 1 year, and I really enjoy just like looking back and seeing my year as a whole. I definitely talk about the ups and downs as well of a year, but I think it's just really cool to just reflect. I've written everything down on my phone. I will be overlaying footage and things of any of these if I can, otherwise I'll do like photos and things just so you guys can get like a really good idea of how my year has been. Obviously this is just for me personally. You may have had a really good year, you may have had a really hard year, and that's okay because we're all different. Different years bring different things for people as well. So let's jump into this. I spent New Year's in the Coromandel. So I had never been to the Coromandel before. Phil and I decided to go away as like a little spontaneous trip, and it's not too far from Auckland, so we just kind of went there, stayed the night, and then came back the next day. But it was really nice because we did like some nature walks, we were down at the beach, had some like food at a cafe and stuff, and it was just really nice, a really wholesome trip. We saw the new year and I just had such a nice time. It was nice to get out of Auckland for a little bit and to kind of go at a little bit of a slower pace. The next thing that I achieved in 2023 was actually something that the end of 2022 brought me. So the end of 2022 brought me a promotion at work, but 2023 was when I actually started my role. So I started 2023 as an assistant manager at work. It definitely had its ups and downs. It definitely was a lot more taxing on the mind than what I assumed it would be. But I had a team of about 5 people that I was managing. My manager was also a multi-site manager, so she would only work with me directly in our store 1 day a week. So I pretty much was responsible for pretty much managing the store. But I did enjoy it. I wouldn't say it was necessarily my most favorite thing in the world and my most favorite role, but I did enjoy it, and I did that for a year, which I am really proud that I was able to do. Right at the end of January last year, in that Auckland went into a state of emergency due to really bad flooding. So I was actually away in Wellington on holiday, which I vlogged at this time when I found out that Auckland was in a state of emergency. But it was really intense. Like the buses were getting flooded, the motorways were getting flooded, a lot of people lost their homes, and I'm so thankful to the Lord that my home was okay. They are quite high up off the road, which I am really thankful for, so the water was just able to like run down. That was quite terrifying. My store was also closed for a little bit. I also, when I was living in Hawke's Bay, I was living in Napier at the time when that went into a state of emergency, so it kind of felt like a little bit of deja vu. Thankfully everything is pretty much all cleared up now. There's still like a lot of slips here and there, and I know that unfortunately some people still don't have their homes, which is really hard, and I do acknowledge that a lot of people did have a really rough 2023 because of it. Did a trip to Wellington to see my sister and to also go to my friend's baby shower. I hadn't been to Wellington since I was about 17. I turned 25 last year, but I was 24 when I went to Wellington. It was really nice to see my sister because I'd not visited my sister once since she lived in Wellington. I do also want to go back to Wellington this year and see her again, but it was really nice just to like explore a little bit. Again, I vlogged the whole thing, but we like went to Te Papa. We looked around Weta Workshops. We didn't do the tour. We tried to then actually book the tour, but they were all booked up. Yeah, we just hung out with my sister a little bit, went to the beehive, like all that classic stuff. And it was really nice to also go to my friend's baby shower and welcome in her little baby girl, make her feel loved, even though she was still inside my friend at the time. But it was really nice to see my friend as well because I hadn't seen her in a while. In February, and that was that Phil, Rachel and I went to the Ed Sheeran Mathematics Tour concert, which was so much fun. I vlogged the experience and it was just such a good concert. Granted, we did go to the concert when Ed Sheeran had technical difficulties, which we felt so bad for him, but we also got an extra hour of Ed Sheeran playing music than anyone else got, and we also got a completely different setup to everyone else on his mathematics tour. So I think that was really cool. He did a lot of acoustic songs that he didn't plan to do, so that was really cool to hear some of those live. And Ed Sheeran just knows how to put on a concert. That I was able to go to my friend Chrissy's Hens weekend. Now this again was in Hawke's Bay, which was so nice. So I got to go home, and Chrissy was one of my bridesmaids, and so it was really cool to be able to celebrate her preparing to be a wife. And I had a really nice time. Went to 2 other baby showers. So obviously I went to my friends in Wellington in January. I also went to my friend Monique's baby shower in April. That was so much fun, being able to celebrate her and Kavan and little Kyla. I still have not met her daughter. Just with me being up here in Auckland, it's like really hard for me to meet her, because the only other times I've been to Hawke's Bay have been really like quick turnaround trips. So this year I would love to go down to Hawke's Bay for like a week, meet her little baby girl, because she's like 6 months old and I've not met her, which is crazy because I was with her son Oscar as he grew up, so I got to see him grow and was there right from the start. It was also nice for Phil as well, because Phil hadn't ever been to a baby shower before. And the second baby shower that I went to was actually during Vlogmas. So I went to Daisy and Joe's baby shower, which was up here in Auckland, so that was obviously during December. I'm really excited. Daisy was in my Vlogmas a little bit as well. They're coming around for dinner very soon as well, which is exciting, but she will give birth in February, so we'll be able to meet her little girl soon, so that's very exciting. So I'm really excited that I'll get to be a part of her baby girl's life. I was able to watch 4 sets of friends get married. 2 of them were in April, so I went to John and Wei Hong's wedding at the start of April. Then I went to Chrissy and Angus's wedding at the mid part of April, like mid-April. Then I went to my friend Louise and Andrew's wedding, that was in October. And then during December I also went to Kristen and Hans's wedding, which has been so nice. So 3 of them were up here in Auckland and 1 of them was in Hawke's Bay, and it's just really nice to be able to go and see my friends get married. There's always so many of them getting married each year, and it was just nice to be able to be a part of their big days. So for John and Wei Hong's and Kristen and Hans, we only went to the ceremonies, but with Chrissy and Angus and Louise and Andrew, we also went to the reception as well. And so it was just really nice to be able to celebrate with all of them, and now to see them like journeying through marriage as well is really special and very sweet. I travelled to Waiheke Island twice. So the first one was for Phil and I's wedding anniversary. So we just went over to a winery for lunch and spent a little bit of time there before the weather went bad. So that was really fun. Hadn't ever been to Waiheke Island before, and it was always something that I wanted to do. So I'm really happy that I finally done it. And then that was obviously in April. And then the second time that I went to Waiheke Island was in November, and that was for my best friend Rachel's 25th birthday. So we rented out like an Airbnb. We had a lot of cocktails, we were having spa days, we did like a little bit of exploring around the town, but it was mostly just like us hanging out and just celebrating. And it was really nice to again meet some new girls, and also to like reconnect with some of my old friends as well, and obviously celebrate Rachel, and her fiance was there as well, Nick. So I've known Nick for a while, but it was nice to actually get to spend some like quality time with him as well. So it was just so much fun. I really hurt my finger. I tripped coming off the bus, and I had to have like x-rays and stuff done because I could not move it, and I was really concerned about it as well because it had swollen up to like 3 times the size of my other one. I closed my personal credit card, which was so exciting. I think I closed it in July or August. I was serving in the preschool team at church. So I served in the preschool team in 2022 as well at my church, and I love serving in preschool. So we run through like a little like almost mini church service with the kids. In 2023 we were splitting up the kids. So originally we had all of like the 1 to 4s in one space, but there are just so many babies being born at church that we got too big, so we had to split them. So now we've got the 1 to 2s and the 3 to 4s. So for 2023 I was mostly with the 3 to 4s. So we do like a little bit of free play as they come in, we do a game, we sing some songs, we have a memory verse, we also have a biblical story, which a lot of the time is what the parents are learning, but just at like a preschooler's level. And they'll also like sit down and have morning tea, and then we have a craft as well. And it's been really cool to be able to invest in these kids' lives and watch them grow. Also, we have had some kids in 2023 graduate up to the primary team at church, so that has obviously been a little bit bittersweet to say goodbye to them, but also to watch as they continue to grow. And I've just been able to have some really good conversations and some really important conversations with these 3 and 4-year-olds. So I'm so thankful to God that I get to partner with him in his kingdom work and teaching his children. And I think coming into 2024 is also something that I have signed up to do again, which I'm really excited for. But I'm also hoping that this year I get some experience in the 1 and 2s, because I know they have like a slightly different program, just because the kids are not at an age where they realistically can play a game or really like do a craft necessarily. So I'm really excited to continue that area. I do feel like it is where my gift lies in terms of serving and being able to speak into these kids' lives. I went to the movies 4 times and I watched 2 of the biggest movies of 2023. So I watched Oppenheimer and I watched Barbie, and I love how much hype the Barbie movie got. Like, everyone like dressed up when they went to go and watch it, which is what I did as well. I loved that all of the stores were doing like Barbie clothing lines and things like that. I found that so fun. But then I also know how equally big Oppenheimer was. So Barbie was my pick, Oppenheimer was my husband's pick, but I actually did enjoy Oppenheimer a lot more than what I thought I would. And the last 2 movies that I went to was during Vlogmas, so I went to go and see the new Hunger Games movie, the Snakes and Songbirds, or Songbirds and Snakes, I can never remember what way round it is. And then we also went to go and watch Willy Wonka. I thoroughly enjoyed both of those movies. I also feel like 2023 was the year that a lot of good movies were starting to come back out. I finally dyed my hair blonde. Now, I had been wanting to go blonde for a very long time, like at least a couple of years, and so I'm so thankful that in 2023 I finally did it. I feel like being blonde just lifts my face a lot more. I feel like I'm not so hidden away. It's also really nice to be lighter for the summer. I feel like the blonde suits me really well. I've had a lot of compliments on the blonde and saying that it suits me, and it's definitely something that I want to continue in 2024 as well. Blonde was the one colour that I had never been in the salon, so I really wanted to try it out, and I'm so glad that I finally did it. Okay, I apologise if I'm in a slightly different position. My battery just died. I also went to get some water because I'm still like a little bit sick. I'm recovering from a cold. Went to a joint birthday for a couple of my 2-year-olds in preschool. So like I said, I mostly serve in the 3 and 4-year-olds, but these 2-year-olds in particular, I'm really close with their mums, and so I got invited to their birthday party, which was so sweet, and it was such a wholesome time. And these little 2-year-olds are like best friends, so it was so cute. That was in August as well. I had my sister stay with us for a month. So this was through the month of October because my parents were in Europe. My youngest sister Anya came up to Auckland for a month. She stayed in this spare room bed here. So that was really nice. Definitely challenging at times as well. I'm having a 17-year-old in the house. But it was really nice to be able to spend some more quality time with her. I didn't vlog any of the time with her just because I feel like the things that we did I've already vlogged on my channel, but we went to like Rainbow's End one week because she'd never been, so I wanted to take her. Went to the zoo as well, which again I don't think she'd ever been, or maybe she'd been once. We also took her up the Sky Tower because she'd never been up there, and we paid for her to do like the little sky slide, which is the like virtual reality thing. I tried virtual reality for the first time. So this again was in April at Chrissy's Hens. Her friend had like a virtual reality headset, and it is weird. I quite enjoy it. Like, I just think the whole concept is really cool, but like it can make you feel a little bit sick depending on what games you're playing. Like, I was doing like a flying one where I was in a plane, and like dipping the plane and going up again was quite like, your head kind of does like a spin, but it was really cool. But yeah, I'm not in a rush to do it again, I'll say that. I went to my friend Louise's bridal shower. So again, this was in October. It was very chill. It felt different to a hen's weekend because we were like just at her house, had like a little bit of food, we were praying for her, we were giving her advice for those of us who were married. It's really nice getting to meet some of the girls there as well, and also see some of my friends, as well as see my friend Louise. Just being able to shower her in love and advice was just really sweet and really nice, and I was really thankful that I got to be a part of her bridal shower. Quite a sad one, and that is that we had a family member pass away. So Phil's mum's boyfriend passed away. It was really sudden. I told this story in my I'm back Q&A video, so if you want a little bit more in depth, I'm going to link that video down below because I don't really want to sit here and go through it all again. So Phil and I went to Taranaki. We managed to see him the day before he died. It was very sudden. It was really hard. It was really hard on Phil's mum, and she's still recovering. Obviously, you don't just get over something like that. That was in October as well. And then Phil and I did have to go back to Taranaki at the start of November for the memorial as well. Phil's mum got me to read her speech because she couldn't get through it, so I read that about her times with him, which was really nice, and we were able to like help her set up the memorial and stuff like that, and it was a really beautiful memorial. So if you also experience loss in 2023, I feel you and I'm here for you, and it's okay to not be okay. I paid off the last amount of the money that I owed on Phil and I's joint credit card. So Phil and I have a joint credit card, which is kind of for like emergency purposes, or if we're short on something for 1 week, we'll put it on that credit card, and then normally we try and pay it off like quite quickly. But I had like over $1,000 worth of stuff on that credit card at the start of the year, and I managed to pay it all back. I think I paid it all back by October. That felt really nice because I just really want to get my spending under control this coming year, because I feel like sometimes I just spend, and then I'm just like, why did I even buy that? So I really just want to make a conscious effort to not spend as much in 2024. I read 55 books. Now, I'm really happy with this achievement because my goal for 2023 was to read 50 books, and I feel like I started reading properly, like quite consistently, since about July. I will do a separate video on all of the books that I read in 2023, so stay tuned for that video. I do imagine it will be a long one, but that for me is a big achievement, and 55 is actually my goal that I have for 2024. I did 4 courses for church to grow in my relationship with God and how I should view things as a Christian. So the first 2 courses that I did, I think they were from August through to October, I'm pretty sure. So I did 1 course on mental health and how to look at mental health from a Christian point of view, like, and just also giving some techniques and tips on how to overcome any mental health issues or to lessen the effects of mental health issues as a Christian. And that was definitely very insightful and very helpful, because I do struggle now and then with anxiety, and I used to struggle a lot with depression in high school, and it can come back in waves. And so having those tools and techniques to be able to strengthen my mental health and to be able to rely on God through when my mental health isn't great has been really good. And then the second course that I did was a leadership course. Obviously at the start of 2023 and throughout 2023 I was an assistant manager at work, so being able to do a leadership course to be able to grow my management skills and being a leader from a biblical standpoint was also very, very helpful. I think through November I also did my 3rd course, which was explaining Christianity. So Phil and I were actually helping to serve in this course, hence why we did this course. But it's basically for people who don't know God to be able to come and hear what Christianity is about, hear the claims of Christianity, and also for it to be an open space and a safe space to be able to ask any and every question that you might have about Christianity, which is really cool that my church offers that. And we did actually have a couple of people give their lives to Christ because of this course, which was so cool, and I'm so thankful to God for the work that he did through that course. And it was just nice for Phil and I to be able to be a part of it and to also like strengthen our faith and why we believe in Christianity, and it definitely like really helped solidify that. And being able to speak to a lot of non-Christians as well and like hear what their thoughts are was also really helpful. Then the fourth and final course that 2023 brought me, which is actually continuing in 2024, is called Tough Questions, which was through December. That is a follow along from Explaining Christianity, where basically we are going through Mark's gospel and about the hard questions that Jesus asks and like what our responses should be to them. And I have been really enjoying that. Again, we have a couple of non-Christians who are attending that. Phil is also helping to lead this course, which is really cool and a really exciting opportunity for him as well. And then the other thing that I did also want to talk about in this category is that I also did a full day at church with a lot of other women for our Women's Refresh conference for 2023. I definitely want to go to it again in 2024, and it's basically where all of the women get together at church. It's a full day, so it was run on a Saturday, and I think it ran in August. For this previous course we did dissatisfied contentment, so we did like looking at a psalm, looking at the responses there, had a guest speaker who was also like an elderly lady, we got to hear direct like testimonies and things from other women, and it was just a really nice way to be able to grow in our faith and to grow and learn with other women. And then the last thing that 2023 brought me in December was that I was made redundant from my job. I got accepted into uni, and I've also had a month off work, which has been so nice. So obviously being made redundant is really hard. I still don't have a current part-time job to go to. I'm really thankful that I got into uni, so I'm going to be studying law this year. I'm really excited to do that. I've been thinking about doing it for a while. Getting into that was really exciting, so I think I got into that, I think it was either August or September, I can't quite remember. I applied really early, and uni doesn't start until February, so I'm really excited that I can just have some time to chill. And I've also had a month off work so far, which has been really good because I definitely noticed with being in my management role I was feeling burnt out a lot. I also had an hours cut for a lot of our part-timers, so a lot of my work day I was working alone, which was really hard on me mentally. I just had felt so tired by the end of it, and I've been really enjoying just having some time at home just to rest and relax and just get some like home things done that I've been wanting to do for a while. And Phil has been really supportive of it as well, so that has been really good. So there we go guys, that is my 2023 year in review pretty much of everything that 2023 brought me. So definitely a lot of highs, a few lows, that's expected throughout the year, but I love kind of looking back and just seeing your year as a whole, and I'm really excited for this new year and what it brings, all the ups and downs. I'm ready for it, whether I have a great year or a terrible year. I'm really excited. Obviously if you didn't have such a great year last year, I hope that this year is better for you, and if you did have a good year last year, then I really hope that this year is also a good year for you guys. If you guys enjoyed this video, please make sure to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you have not already. Please make sure to turn on the notifications and check out my social media. It's always linked down below in the description box. Let me know down below a couple of things that 2023 brought you, whether it was good or bad. I would love to know, and maybe a couple of things that you're looking forward to for 2024 as well. But yeah, I have been talking for a while, so I'm gonna go, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!